I want to get right away to Nathan Sales, former ambassador at large for counterterrorism during President Trump's first term. Great to have you in focus. Let's start with Greenland and your take on the big news today. The president says he will not use military force to obtain Greenland. Your reaction?
Well, Harris, I think that's the big takeaway, and it's an important message. Greenland is important to the United States and our national security. But there's the question of ends and the question of means. And we want to increase our presence there, but we want to do that in a way that doesn't needlessly antagonize our allies and doesn't cause major problems long-term for the United States. So I think it was a welcome message for the president to take military force off the table. I think what's going to happen going forward, it's not clear that the Europeans are prepared to negotiate over Greenland's future. So let's see what happens in these side meetings in Davos. This matters to the United States, but Europe gets a vote, Denmark gets a vote, Greenland gets a vote. So let's stay tuned and see how these talks progress.
I'm going to ask my team to put up something that we had prepared for yesterday and used, and now it seems more important than ever. I was sort of already looking at how we could get this done. How about if we just buy it? So let's see what we've bought in the past. And, you know, you can see this on your screen. I want to draw everybody's attention, though, to the Louisiana purchase, because that's the one that's probably size-wise most commensurate with Greenland. And you can see in the past, we have bought big swaths of land that make up a huge part of our country, 828,000 square miles. Greenland is a little bit bigger than that at 836,000 square miles, much of it uninhabitable right now because of the frozen ground that's there. In fact, most of the population lives in the southern part of that island nation. Not that it's that much warmer, but the conditions are much better. So, Ambassador, my question is, can we do what we did then and across different times in history and purchase Greenland? And who do we negotiate with? Because, I mean, Denmark didn't just come to the table. Europe came to the table. So who are we negotiating with?
Well, it's a great question, Harris. And we have conducted transactions like this in the past that have proven to be enormously beneficial to the United States over the long run. And, you know, William Seward, Secretary of State, who orchestrated the purchase of Alaska from Russia, also was very interested in trying to acquire Greenland around the same time, and ultimately was not successful in doing so. But the key difference between those transactions and today, it takes two to tango. There has to be a party on the other side of the table that's willing to say, you know what, yes, we're prepared to sell this asset to you in exchange for money.